Hello, my name is Rory McShane. I'm a principal moderator with Pearson Edexcel for GCE Art and Design. In this video, I will be talking through an A-Level Fine Art Component 2 submission which begins to meet the exceptional performance level descriptors in 2 of the 4 assessment objectives, achieving a total mark of 62 out of a possible 72 marks. I'll run through the final outcomes and the student sketchbook quite quickly to give an overall sense of the creative journey that the student has been on, before commenting in more detail on individual slides. Finally, I'll show how the performance calculator can be a useful tool in arriving at accurate assessment decisions. The student is responding to a theme set by the exam board of environment. Her intention is to show a woman, in this case her sister, at ease with herself and her environment, surrounded by an aura of colour and texture that reflects both her sister's personality and their relationship. It's immediately apparent from looking at the timed test piece and supporting studies that this is a student with exceptional painterly skills and control over the formal elements. She has an authoritative control of the very traditional medium of oil paint, as expressed through the formal elements of composition, form, colour, scale, etc. Her work is extremely mature, particularly in the way that she draws with paint, and she can modulate her brushstrokes to show hard and soft transitions at the edges of forms. Her approach is also very traditional, using photography as source material, where she takes a photo and then works with it to build up final outcomes. However, there is a sense that she's able to transcend this approach through the fluency of her drawing. She's not dependent on trying to create an exact facsimile of her original photograph, but uses the camera almost as a sketchbook tool to explore compositional ideas that she can then develop further. She is master of, rather than slave to, the camera. In fact, the question of gender is very much at the centre of her project, as her intention is to question the way women have previously been portrayed as passive objects of the often male gaze. She plans to propose an alternative, as she writes, to find beauty in the energy that the person has around them, to create an aura of serenity in an ordinary moment. And she's found inspiration from a diverse range of artists such as Picasso, Bonnard, Munch, and more contemporary sources such as Cathy Wilkes. Her understanding of contextual sources is perceptive, insightful, and critical, rather than being especially challenging or surprising. For instance, she gains insights from Picasso about his tenderness for his lover Marie-Thérèse, and also his recognition of the inaccessibility of her inner world. She shows too insight into Munch's replacement of the traditional halo of Christian iconography in Madonna with aura, and she finds contemporary references such as Cathy Wilkes to a similar phenomena. She gains insights too into Bonnard's technique, how he layered paint to blur the distinction between subject and background, and how this could then express connections between the subject and their environment. Her analysis is more intuitive and sensitive, rather than the surprising, unique or comprehensive qualities that would indicate marks at level 6 for A01. The project is highly sustained and coherent in terms of its aims and methods. Experimentation is focused within the relatively tight boundaries of traditional approaches. Sing systematically explores techniques in an inventive and highly refined way, for instance, exploring different grounds and experimenting with gold paint to represent beauty and value. She is a skilled and creative photographer and explores graphic media for its intrinsic qualities. However, her aims are perhaps too controlled to allow genuine discovery and an acceptance of surprising and unexpected directions. This points to marks of perhaps high level 5 rather than level 6 for AO2. As has been said, Synge draws with paint in an exceptionally mature and sophisticated way, communicating with the viewer with immediacy and sincerity. This apparently relaxed fluency is in fact very hard to achieve. It doesn't fall into the trap of the mannered, glib or facile work that is the source of much figurative A-level inspiration. And in fact, this authoritative control over the formal elements and synthesis of research, contextual understanding and practical development into highly sophisticated realizations that enables the submission to move into the exceptional band of level 6 for both AO3 and AO4. Finally, it can be very useful to see how words in the performance calculator can be used to locate the performance of the candidate and guide marking. In AO1 and 2, it's clear that most of the descriptors indicating level 5 performance are appropriate, although one or two words in level 6 could apply. This would indicate marks of 15 at the top of the level 5 band. Whereas for AO3 and 4, many but not all of the descriptors for level 6 are appropriate. This would indicate marks of 16 just into the band rather than at the top level.